Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, we're going to be installing a Lumary Soffit light kit that kind of competes with Govee. It's the new running lights and the changing lights that you see all over all the new houses now. On today's video, we're going to go ahead and install that kit from them all around the house on the lower soffit. So stay tuned. So in today's DIY video, we're going to be installing these Lumary lights right here. These are basically direct competitors with Govee and plenty of other manufacturers now that make these smart lights that are controllable by application. And you could change the colors and do different sequences and color changes with them throughout the year. These are basically permanent lights that you put on your soffits. They add a really nice glow to your home, and a lot of the new homes have them now. So I got this 100-foot kit right here to do the bottom and the top soffits on my house. Right now I just have basic LED ones on my house that I did a couple years ago. I like those. They keep it nice and bright, but I wanted something different for the holidays and just when I want to change things up. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these. So this kit comes in modular 25-foot sections, and they're spaced about 18 inches apart. Each one of these things, what I noticed that's a little bit different from the Govee brand and some of the other brands is the way you mount them is much easier. They come with a 3M tape if you just want to tape it, but that won't last long. What you want to do is put the screw in so they actually just slide right off, which is a little bit different than some of the other brands. So you slide them off, you stick it on, and then you put a set screw that comes with the kit into your soffit, so that way it actually holds permanently with an actual mechanical fastener, and then you slide that thing back on. Some of the other competitors come with little wings on the ends and you have to put up 2 tiny screws, but I think this is a much better way, and it also allows you to take them off if you have to service. So the rest of the kit comes with extra fasteners and 3M tape in case you have to re-stick them for any reason, and it comes with these little wire management clips too that again you can tape them, or you could put a little set screw in the middle so that way you can actually hold the wires up and keep the thing clean. Even though there's only 18 inches apart, it might sag in the middle, so you might want to just put one of these in there just to hold that cable up. We get a power adapter with plenty of wire and plenty of length for you to relocate inside the house if you need to plug it inside the house. It also comes with this RF remote. I believe it communicates via radio frequency, so you don't have to worry about line of sight or anything, because I don't see an IR blaster or any kind of IR on this controller or anything right here. If you guys need any of these products, go ahead and check out the links down in the description. You can find this on Amazon, and it comes in various links depending on what you need or how long you need it for your house. To get started, you want to make sure you know how long of a section you have and how much area you're going to cover, and then you want to make sure you start on the side with the female plug right here, because the power plug itself is the male plug. So I've measured out my house already, and it's probably exactly 100 feet from the first floor soffit all the way to the front, all the way around the house. So we'll go ahead and get started back here on the side of the house, and then we'll wrap to the front, and then hopefully we make it all the way around with the first 100 feet. As far as tools we need, you basically just need a drill, some alcohol, something to wipe the soffit clean, and that's really all you really need to install this. I'm gonna start and do the first couple. I'll show you exactly what it looks like after I'm done with the time lapse. All right, once you get it up there, as far as the sticking goes, you can just slide this thing off, get the set screw in, and then slide it back on for the more permanent install. So that's the next thing we're gonna do. I did the first 3 as an example. You can see, make sure you twist this thing correctly, and then we're gonna end up putting that wire management in between here just to keep it from sagging, and that way it's a pretty good install, or professional looking install after that. So that's pretty simple there. I did that first 3, so I'm gonna go ahead and just time lapse all the way around on this first section and just continue on. If I run into any hiccups or anything, I'll stop and show you guys, but pretty much that's it. So as you can see, we got to that corner here. I had to put one of those wire management clips here with a screw around this corner, and then I just made the turn and we continue on. I probably could have planned this better to have basically the junction right here at the corner, but I can always do that later and just shift it by 2 all the way back depending on how much extra I have in. All right, we've done half of it right now, 50 feet, and I think we're right on track on hitting this right around the corner where I want it to be. So we just continue on. As you can see, when you get it along the way, the wire's still kind of a bit twisty, but eventually the heat and just outdoors is going to straighten that out. Plus, when we use that wire management, we could tuck it up in between the soffit and there just to hold it, to flatten it out. There are spots where we had to turn and make that 90 degrees, so you basically just use those little wire management clips to force it to turn. I screwed them in along with the tape just to hold them better. So I'm going to continue on after making another spot right there, and then go up onto that second level soffit on there in between the gutter. So I just kind of snake it through, get it onto the top there. Alright, so on my install, I get to this spot and I have a jump to another level past this little gutter right here. If you have the same situation, what I did is I basically tucked it behind that thing. I went on top, and you gotta watch out. There's gonna be a bunch of jagged edges. So right here, I kind of bent it out a little bit so I get some room. I'm gonna clean that up later. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up mounting this piece, and I'm gonna just probably tape that light up. That's not going to be used. I might paint it over just to kind of match and blend in right here on that little piece of flashing, and then I'm going to continue the rest of it up to the second level soffit and go all the way around. I might have to do the same exact thing on the other side because I have the same setup over there with the gutter too, and a lower level once I get to the other side. Right here, my plan is to just mount that thing there. I'm going to put some tape over that and actually paint it along with any wire that I put along the wall here just so it blends in. Then I'm going to continue it onto over here on this spot right in front of the gutter and just move it all the way through. All right, I finished up that wire management, got that thing mounted, put some of those little 3M clips right there to get that across, and then pretty much finish that up. All right, after about 3 or 4 hours of working on this, finally got everything up. And last thing I need to do is put the rest of those midway little clips that hold the wire up so that it doesn't sag, and then kind of fix like this one right here that's still sagging there. Other than that, we got all the way to the end, exactly 100 feet to the end of the soffit here with the cap on the end. Okay, I finished all the wire management with those 3M little things to go in between so it doesn't sag. One thing I noticed after using a bunch of them for all my different turns and then 2 around each one of these junctions, I was short about a dozen of them. If they included a dozen more, that would really help as far as extras, and then if you lose any or you mess up and you have to reuse it, On this whole side, I don't have anything holding the cable, so I'll just deal with that later with some other solution. So right now I'll go ahead and plug it up and see how it goes. For now, I just plugged it in straight into the wall just to see how it works. So you can see the lights as far as the spacing and everything. You can see it right on the wall, nice even spacing. If you want to go ahead and control it, you could use the remote just to test it, or you could pull out the Lumary app and get this thing on the network, and then that way you can change all the colors and the different schematics and themes and everything that they come with. If you play around in the app, you could just adjust all the colors to solid colors, to one of the themes, to all that stuff. As you can see, I set it to green right now, but I need to make a few minor adjustments just because you can see the arc on the wall is a little bit off. Right now I've got the holiday or birthday theme going on right now. It's just going through, it's cycling and blinking, but definitely once I get some time, I'm gonna go ahead and do the second level. Try my hardest not to get killed or fall off the roof doing that one, but the bottom one is pretty much a success. I'm happy with the output, happy with the themes and the control of right now. I just got it jumping all over the place just to test all the colors. So for the power, I decided to go ahead and just drill a hole in the soffit, go right into there. And since my garage is right here and all my stuff, I've got a outlet behind my compressor right here that I added to my garage that is really much useless because it's actually behind here. But for this purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and just drill a hole in the ceiling and just fish a wire over, and then basically just get this thing out to there, so that way I can just plug it into here without doing a separate outlet or going through any more work. So this should be a pretty straightforward deal. I'm just gonna use a couple of my fishing rod things for electrical. I'm gonna drill a hole, kind of drill a hole on the other side, fish it over, and then get a pull string in, and then just go ahead and tie it to that and pull it out. All right, went ahead and drilled that hole right there, perfect enough to get my power adapter cord through. And then on the other side, I've already drilled it too. You gotta be able to get up above your ceiling to kind of see where you're doing. Crawled up in my attic space. Luckily, I put boards up here so I can store stuff, so I can actually lay up here without getting itchy and all that from the insulation. Plus, I don't have blow-in up here. I just use regular bat because it's a garage. Anyway, I'm gonna go reach over there in that corner where all those cords and cables are coming out, because that's where my thing is coming up. And then the green rod right there is the outside. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in there and get the cord over. Went ahead, got it around here. I see the cord right on the inside there, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my little hook on here and just. All right, ended up fishing it out. I'm gonna go ahead, put a little grommet around there so it doesn't scratch anything, and make the connection here and tidy up all this wire management on this spot. Ended up getting all the wire management done, put 2 of those little 3M clips there, got it through the grommet right there, so that thing is gonna be holding. And we'll go ahead, button this all up. All right, we're finally done with the wire management. I went ahead, installed it right there, put a strap to hold the cable. I went ahead, filled that hole up there with some spray foam just so I can seal it up, make sure it's tight. Got all the loose strands tied up with some Velcro plugged in. This thing's pretty much done. Hey guys, thanks for joining me all the way to the end of this video. I'm spending about 8 hours on this project today. As you can see, it's very tedious if you want to go ahead and make everything OCD and perfect. As far as getting everything on, it's pretty quick and easy, but you have to basically stick and screw in 60 of those things. That's what takes the most time. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to your channel, go ahead and subscribe to your channel. Stay on top of all my different DIY videos, whether I'm working on the garage, on the house, on a car, or whatever I'm doing. If I can do it, you guys can do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.